Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to do the full and detailed review of the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. So the 3S Max is the latest offering from ASUS, and this comes with a massive 5000 mAh battery, and this is kind of an upgraded variant over the ASUS Zenfone 3 Max which was launched last year. So the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max has a couple of upgraded specs. One is a 5000 mAh battery, and second one is the Android 7.0 on this device. So this device comes with Android 7.0 out of the box along with the Zen UI. So that's one of the important aspects about this device. Other than that, it has this 5.2 inches HD display. It's powered by the Mediatek MT 6750 octa-core chipset, which is coupled with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. And we also have a 13 megapixel rear camera and 8 megapixel front facing camera. So now let's go into the detail aspects. So let's first have a look at the design and build quality. So design wise, you could see it's a fairly good looking device out there. Matte finish rear panel, unibody metallic construction. We have the camera and the dual tone LED flash on the rear panel, ASUS branding, and on the front panel we have this 5.2 inch HD display, and we have this 2.5D glass, and you can also see that the fingerprint scanner has been moved to the front panel from the rear panel, which was there on the ASUS Zenfone 3 Max, and we also have the 8 megapixel front facing camera. Here you can see that there is no capacitive touch buttons, instead they are home screen. And on the hardware front, you can see the power and volume keys on the right side, the SIM tray on the left side, and on the top we have the 3.5mm audio jack, and at the bottom the micro USB charging slot along with the speaker unit. So overall it's a well built phone, nothing really great about this device, and it's a kind of good device overall, we would say, in terms of the fit and finish and build quality. And the important aspect is that since it's a 5.2 inch screen size, it's pretty compact in hands, and it's not a too heavy device even though it comes with a 5000 mAh battery. Now let's talk about the display. So this phone comes with a 5.2 inch HD display, that's a 720p display, and the display quality looks quite good. The viewing angles are pretty decent. The colors are also quite good because it's a smaller capacity, a smaller screen size, and it also has a 2.5D glass, which actually adds to the beauty of this device. But having said that, the touch response was not very accurate. At times you could see that even in couple of times if you press, it's not actually registering the press. So that's kind of weird. We are not sure whether that it's an issue with our device or not, but we still had some touch issues here and there, not on a regular basis, but still there was some issues in the touch response. But overall the display feels quite average. Now talking about the software, so this is one of the important aspects about this device. So we have Android 6.0 Marshmallow, and we have the Zen UI, and you can see the Zen UI settings panel has been changed for the new Android 7.0 update, and you can see the features remain the same. The ASUS customized settings, and you can see easy mode, kids mode, and all the other features are included. But you can see the change in UI. You can just swipe from here and get access to these settings pretty easily. Then there is Zen Motion, which provides gestures and other support. So it's a fairly good UI, and it does come with added features. You can see the quick toggles and notifications, and it's kind of changed a bit, but more or less similar to the Zen UI which we had on previous devices. So overall the Zen UI feels quite good, and feels pretty snappy to use, along with a lot of customization options it offers. Now talking about the performance, so this phone runs on a Mediatek MT 6750 chipset, which is coupled with 3 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of storage. So the processor is not really a powerful chipset, it's kind of an average processor, and in day-to-day experience we never had any issues with the processor. It was able to do almost all tasks without any issues, but it's not as powerful as the Snapdragon 625 or the 650, which is available in this price point. You can see the benchmark score just around 37,000, so it's not a really powerful chipset, but in day-to-day performance we would say there was hardly any issues, and it did perform pretty well. But when it comes to gaming and heavy graphic rich gaming, that's where the device did have some hiccups, and it was not very smooth performance, and you could see some slight lag here and there, and the Mediatek MT 6750 was not able to handle intensive gaming, and that's one issue with this device if you're looking to buy this device based on the gaming performance. Now other than that, this phone comes with dual SIM cards, micro SD card expansion slot, and 32 gigs of storage, and the speaker performance and call quality was quite good, and no major issues there. so that's pretty decent overall. Now talking about the fingerprint scanner experience, so this comes with the fingerprint scanner on the front panel. The fingerprint scanner is fairly accurate, but it doesn't accept a touch to unlock. You need to press and hold, then only it unlocks. So that's kind of weird at times. It did behave weirdly because it's not really a fast fingerprint scanner. It does take some additional seconds to unlock the device, so it's not really a fast fingerprint scanner, but it does the job pretty well. And at times we did notice that it was not really a snappy performer when registering fingerprints, but overall not a bad experience. Now talking about the cameras, so we have a 13 megapixel rear camera with a LED flash, that's a dual tone dual LED flash, and a front facing 8 megapixel camera. Now looking at the interface, it comes with a lot of modes and options available. You can see low light, selfie mode, panorama, time lapse. So there's a plethora of options available to customize your photos, and you can see this phone also comes with pretty good options, including the manual mode, and we already done a detailed camera review of this device. You can also check out that video. Now the camera samples taken with this device was fairly good in daylight conditions. The color consistency was not very good, but still an acceptable level, and it's a decent performer in daylight experience. And when it comes to macro shots as well, it was a quite decent performer, even though the color quality was not pretty spot on, and the overall clarity in daylight condition was acceptable level. But when it comes to low light, that's where the phone struggles, and the low light experience was noisy and not really the best in this category. We have seen phones like on a 6X, the Coolpad Cool One with a really great camera. So when you compare with that, the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max falls behind, and not a really great performer overall. So this phone also comes with an 8 megapixel front facing camera which can shoot decent selfies. So that was the camera aspect. Now finally talking about the USP of this device, that's a 5000 mAh battery. So this phone comes with a massive battery, and you also use as the power bank. That means you can charge other smartphones using this device. And this phone comes with a really good battery capacity, but the processor, the MT6750, is not really optimized chipset for battery performance like the Snapdragon 625 on the Redmi Note 4. But overall, we would say when we tested, we could easily get through almost 1.5 to close to 2 days of battery life, and our screen on time was almost close to 9 to 10 hours, which is kind of a very good performer. But it's not as good as the Lenovo P2, which also has this 5000 mAh capacity battery, because this does not have a really energy efficient processor. But nevertheless, it does a really good job with the battery life, and if you're a casual user or moderate user, you can even get more than 2 days of battery life with this device. So battery life on this device is really good. Now finally, is this device value for money? So this phone is not announced yet. The pricing is still to be announced. Probably in a couple of days we'll know the pricing of this device. So we are expecting the pricing to be around the 13 or 14k pricing, because the ASUS Zenfone 3 Max was priced at 12,999 for the 4000 mAh battery. So this has a better capacity battery. So we are expecting around 14k for this device. So for that pricing, there are lots of devices which have better specs and offering much better value for money, including Redmi Note 4, the Honor 6X, the Coolpad Cool One. So a lot of devices offer much better specification and also features. And one of the good thing about this device is the Android 7.0 update and also high capacity battery. But it's hard to recommend the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max over the other devices, because there isn't anything really wow factor in this device except for the battery performance. For that, you also have the Lenovo P2, which is almost priced 1 or 2k higher than this device. So overall, the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max is kind of an average performer in almost all categories, and for the pricing, you definitely get much better options in this segment. So that's the detailed and full review of the ASUS Zenfone 3S Max. Hope you liked this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.